Hello, 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 everybody.
Um,
Welcome. It's Tuesday, and you know what time it is. It's TEP Talk time. Like always, my name is Clarice Lioness. I'm your host, and we have our co host, Hariola.
Hamilton.
Hi, Ariella. And
Hi.
today, Ariella is repping American University. Woo woo!
I'm
That's also my
graduating like
alma mater. So, hey, American AU. Woo woo! So, we are back today for another section of TEP Talk, and we are continuing in our personal finances series, and we are talking about education and ways to pay for this education. But
yeah.
before we start, let's talk about TEP Direct. What is TEP Direct? What is TEP Talk? Ariella, tell us a little bit about TEP Direct, TEP Talk, and all the good stuff.
Okay, so those who have been consistent and you guys already know what it is, but for the newcomers, just a reframe, Tech Direct is a directory of services, businesses, anything that comes out of the Togolese community. So if we go over to the website, www.techdirect.com, you can see a whole list of individuals a part of our community that we can benefit from. So for example, we talked about like, okay, a hairdresser. We know that Braids by Ren, she's available all the way from California to send you nice hair products, do your hair, and all that good stuff. It's really just a community of us coming together and just supporting what we know and who we know as Togolese entrepreneurs and services.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And the goal is to make sure that we are creating generational wealth
Yeah.
for us and for our kids and our grandkids so that, the money that we make eventually stays in our community.
Mhm.
So what we do, we have been doing weekly TEP Talks, well, bi-weekly TEP Talks and bi-weekly TEP Corners. So for the TEP Talk, we come up with topics to discuss, and we are doing a personal finance series. So which you are on today, we are talking about educations and ways to pay for your educations. For the TEP member corner, we give the opportunity for all our members, all the members of TEP Direct, to come on the show and really talk to us about their businesses, what they do, who they are, and so on and so forth. All
Mhm.
right. Before I continue talking, if you haven't already done so, please share the live, invite your friends, share this live to college groups. This is for all the kids out there who are about to start college, or if you are just a newcomer, you just got to the United States and you want to explore educations, this is for you. So we ask that you send the invitation, share in groups, invite your friends. Mi invite à mon nou va souvenir parce que nous ya plan nous souvent les mi va na mi va America vane e opportunité o le America gbogbo za ke e ya te kpe do mi anti ke ne mi sukula mi ate so tu mi abe sukulu feon ke e fe ma ba no mi adi ne mi pas school over donc a nou be nou mi ya pompo egbe donc je vous prie de partager le live, inviter vos amis, vos proches à suivre le live.
That's
um
that's right. And then there's also ways to support Tech Direct for our
yes.
merchandise. So we also have merchandise that's available to everyone. So here you have the sweatshirts, the t-shirts, there's even a mug too. Everything here is available at www.bonfire.com for you to get Tech Direct merch.
That's right. And also, if you are a business owner and you have yet to get listed on Tap Direct, please go do so. It is free. You only pay $5 one-time fee. There is no reoccurring fees. It's just a $5 one-time fee, and that is all. And we are working very, very hard to get Tap Direct on its own application so you can have it right on your phone, so you can just go on the app, search for your plumber, search for your hairdresser, and it will be right on your phone. So we are working diligently, and hopefully by the grace of God, by the end of the year, we will have something good to share with you guys. All right. So let's we are ready for our guests. Our guests are in the studio and we are ready for them. So let's start bringing our guests in. So our first guest for today is no, she's family. I'm not even like I feel like I'm not gonna even introduce her anymore. She's family. She's been here. Uh, this is like what your fourth time on with
I
us.
don't even
I
know.
don't even know
This
anymore either.
morning.
At this point, you are becoming a co-host. So, welcome to our co-host, Mrs. Esther Akusa. She's going to be here and go really deep into the financial aid. As you all know, she is a financial aid assistant over at Montgomery College in Maryland. For those of you that live in Maryland, you know very well what that is. So we have a couple more ladies joining us today. I'm going to bring them on. We have Mrs. Let me take this plate over. It's gonna be okay. It's a
It's gonna be a
ladies
full
takeover
house, basically.
today. It's a full house. It's a full house
Hello.
today. So we have Mrs. Sonia Ivy joining us today. Thank you so much, Sonia, for joining us. We are so
Thank you
happy
for
to have
inviting
you.
me.
Of
Thank you for
course.
inviting me.
Of course. So, for those of you who don't know, Mrs. Sonia, some of you know her as the CEO of L Fashion Boutique. But this is the little side of her that you don't know. She's an audit manager that works in an accounting firm. She's also an IT professional. She has a master's in cybersecurity and a bachelor's in biology and information security. How
Wow.
okay,
Many
I'm not.
hats, many hats.
Yeah,
How do you go from
right.
biology?
I know. The goal was to
Let's
go to
see.
med school actually, but it
I
didn't happen.
see.
We're many.
Alongside her bachelor's and her master's degree, she holds a lot of certifications, which I honestly don't know what they are. Like the name, I know the name of it, but I don't know what they are because I'm not into IT. But she has a CISA, a CDPSE, and she's currently working on her CISSP certification. Okay, I don't know what none of that means, but kudos to you.
Thank
Good
you.
job. So you're gonna tell us all about how you went about paying for all those certificates you got and your bachelor's and master's. So we are so happy to have you.
Thank you.
We also have another powerhouse in the house today. She's going to represent us, the military folk. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm represented today, okay? So I'm going to bring Miss Nadia Amuzu on. All right, let me tell you
Hi.
guys a little bit about Miss Nadia, okay? So she has been serving in the United States Navy, woo woo, for 5 years now and traveled all over the world to different countries to learn about the cultures, the languages, and everything. She is stationed in Florida, so she's enjoying the warm weather. She is a graduate of
Mhm.
Georgia Queen's College with her bachelor's in business administration and is currently working on her master's in international business. And she's going to talk to us today about her experiences in the military with the education portion of the military, using tuition assistant, GI Bill, and all of that. So we are so, so happy to have her. Welcome, Nadia.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Hi, thank you for having me.
We are so happy to have you. Yo, I am so
I'm happy
overwhelmed
to
with
be here
all
too.
these ladies on here. Like
That's right. That's
you,
right.
that's right, Tata Henriette. Beauty and brains in the building. What representing? All right. So I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking so far. Arela, am I missing something? Like, have we not done something yet? I feel like I've been talking and talking and talking.
No, I think we're pretty on board, and I'm excited for the presentation.
Me too. So, what we are going to do for you guys today, we're gonna split this presentation, this live into two. Mrs. Esther actually took her time to actually put on a presentation for us. So she's going to go through that presentation, and the presentation is going to focus on financial aid and FAFSA and the steps to apply to them and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions, write them down, ask us in the comments, and we will get to it. So I'm going to bring up the presentation and then we will go from there. All right. All yours, Esther. I'm going to mute myself,
Okay.
um, and then you can go ahead and start.
All right. Hi, family. It's so good to be back. It's always a great time to hang out with family and just share all the good stuff that we all have. Today, I'm good. I'm just gonna share. I'm gonna be really as brief as possible, because I know that the other sisters also have a lot of great information to share with us. So we're just gonna. This is just like a general, very very general overview of FAFSA and some other types of financial aid out there. So all right, so what is financial aid? Pretty much, financial aid is just monetary support in forms of student loans, scholarship, grants, mainly paying for higher education, which is for college and university. So there are two types of financial aid: the merit base, which has to do with academics. So merit base is pretty much it's based on you have to do something in order to earn it. So academics, athletic, there are athletics, like some people get financial aid or scholarship for playing all types of sports and other types of events that they do. And then there's also need based, which is something that you don't necessarily need to do. It's just something, the need based means that you actually need it. So this is where the FAFSA comes in. Yeah, we can go to the next screen. All right, so the types of financial aid, there are four major types. There's more, but these are the ones that I'm going to focus on today. Grants are pretty much free money. Mainly, I'm going to focus on the grants from the government, mainly the Pell Grant. Student loans, I'm also going to focus on student loans from the federal government. There are other types of loans, public or private scholarships, and federal work study. All right, so how do you apply for financial aid? The first step is to complete a FAFSA. Sometimes it can be tedious or it can be requirements, especially recently, but definitely reach out to any of the institution that you're going to, and the financial aid office is always there to assist. So the requirements are the student has to be citizen, and this is by birth or by naturalization or eligible non-citizen, and those are the people in that category have a green card or other eligible visas that allows them to be in the country legally. And also definitely you will need a social to have a social security number in order to apply for FAFSA. All right, so the grant, like I said, I'm gonna focus on the Pell Grant. Pell Grant is pretty much free money, and then another type of grant that the government provides is the Federal Supplement Education Opportunity Grant. This is usually this grant is available mainly from 2-year colleges. So community colleges like Montgomery College, we definitely have the federal SCOG grant, teachers educational assistant or college and higher education, or it might be known as a teach grant. And this is for people who are teachers. You actually get a grant to, pursue your higher education to get your teaching degree. For FAFSA, completing the FAFSA is everything is online and is based on eligibility. So in the previous screen, I did talk about the requirement or the eligibilities to complete your FAFSA. So when students complete the FAFSA and they are eligible for financial aid, it's definitely important for a student to stay within the classes throughout the whole school year, because from experience, some people do, they start school and then the money is given and then there's something called refund checks. I didn't put that in the presentation, but the refund checks is pretty much money that's left over after the Pell Grant or financial aid pays for tuitions, and then that check is sent to students. Some students, when they get that check, then they drop out of classes. So it's like you're cheating the government. Things have changed a little bit. So when those refunds come in and students do drop out, there is a possibility that that fund can be taken back. So students need to make sure that they stay within classes till the end of the semester. All right, so these are just some few eligibilities or information that's needed from students to be able to get the Pell Grant specifically. As I mentioned earlier, is based on what they provide from FAFSA. So mainly it's income. It's mainly income based. And this income has to do with the student's income, if the student is earning income, and the parent's income. The only time the student will not need the parent's income is if the student is above 24 years or older. Any student that's less than 24 is mainly considered as dependent. So we'll be needing the parent information, the parent's tax information, unless the student has a child or the student is married and is providing more than 50% of their own financial support, then that student will be considered as independent. Student will need the parents' social security information also, and they can also use any other legal or eligible guardian if their parents are not necessarily present. So let's talk about student loans. There are two types of student loans, and mainly student loans from the federal government. So the direct subsidized loan is loan that it's available for both graduate students and undergraduate students. But this particular loan, the government pays the interest rate while you're in school. So it's one of those loans that does not accumulate interest rate while you're in school. So that's something you don't have to worry about if you do get the subsidized. Usually in community colleges, we do advise students, if you have to take a loan, stick to the subsidized loan, because the interest rate, we all know how, if anybody has a credit card, you know how the interest rate works. It adds up. Even if it's really small, it adds up. So the subsidized loan, anybody that's in the community college, in the financial aid, the staff, we usually advise people to stick to the subsidized loan. But that's not the only type of loan that there is. The requirement for this, one of the main thing, is that the student needs to be taking at least 6 credits. That's usually between 2 to 3 classes, depending on the number of credits that each class is. And also, in order for after this loan is dispersed, the subsidized loan, and the student is out of school, if the student is out of school for a period of 6 months, between that time, you don't really have to start paying, but you have between 6 months to after the 6 months, the student will have to start paying. Or if you do go back to school, then you go back into like a period where you don't have to pay. So the period between when you finish school or when you're out of school and when you have to pay. It's usually 6 months, and that moment is called the grace period. And the second type of federal direct loan is the unsubsidized. And this one, obviously, the government does not pay the interest rate. The student is responsible for the interest rate while in school. So some people do wait until they finish with school before they start paying their loans. But usually, if you are taking an unsubsidized loan or any loan, definitely, if you can, start making payment just to like minimize the burden later on in the future. So just a little fun facts, not really fun facts, but the interest rate, like I mentioned, it's usually not a lot, but it definitely adds up in terms of dollars. It does add up. So for the undergraduate, this year the interest rate is only 2.75, and for graduate programs, it's 4.30%. All right, the Parent Plus loan. It's also a type of government loan, but this one is the parent is taking the loan in their name to help the student out or to pay for the student's tuition and all of that. In this case, the student doesn't need to do anything. This is from the parent, so the parent is taking this loan. There's really not like a need base or merit base. This is just if the parent choose, they can take this loan. Again, it's a loan, so it's not money. It's called financial aid, but it's a loan. So there is a time that it's going to be needed to be paid back. But it's an option. All right. So for some people, like I mentioned earlier, financial aid is need based and merit based. For some people, they might have the need, but they will not be able to get the grant. So the loan might be the only thing that they can apply for. So in order to get the loan, the student will need to apply for FAFSA. That's the very, very first step. And then after they apply for FAFSA, every institution have their own forms that they have to provide, that the student will need to provide after they do the FAFSA. So definitely the student needs to work with the school to provide all the necessary forms. And then after that, usually the processing time is anywhere from, it depends on school, but it ranges from anywhere from 4 weeks up to 12 weeks, just depending on the documentations that are needed and that the student needs to provide. So after that's done, the step two, so the first step is to do a FAFSA. Second step is to complete the additional required documents from the institution. And then some universities will have the loan included within the document. But for Montgomery College, and I know for some other community colleges as well, the loan application is usually available after the preliminary forms are completed, because during the process of during the time that they're processing the file with the first documents that the student gave, then sometimes we might find out that the student doesn't need a loan, that they will be eligible for a grant. And then when the loan is application becomes available, then it becomes optional for the student to take the loan and not mandatory. Unfortunately, some people, that's the only thing that they are eligible for. In that case, when they do turn in the loan application form, when it does become available, there are other things that they have to do, such as completing the entrance counseling, master promissory note, and financial aid awareness counseling. All of these are done online, and every school have their like the order that they want these to be done. So definitely, I advise us to every student to be in touch with the financial aid office. And in doing the FAFSA, like I mentioned earlier, every student needs a social security number before they can apply. One crucial thing for males between the age of 18 and 26 is that they need, while completing the FAFSA, this is already done through FAFSA. they have to make sure that the question that talks about applying for or registering for selective service, and I'm sure my military people will know this, they have to make sure that that's done. It's a federal requirement. So selective service for males between 18 and 26. I think it has something to do with in case there is a draft, then you are already registered by the government. So if this step is missed, there is a chance that financial aid could be denied to the student, even if they're eligible. So that's crucial.
Okay. So for that part, I have a question. Si be par exemple ne amede so ahueva ye zirika ye ele ajuan me 18 ans avec 6 ans peut-être e hoba kemboeva donc kimbo hwe beate apply na FAFSA e chanya do register na selective service a.
Selective service bill registration, it's on, like, when they're applying for FAFSA, it's one
Mhm.
of the questions. It's very easy. You just have to say register me. So a lot
Okay.
of people, because they're not sure what it is, or because they think this
They
is
don't
registering them
register
to
for
the
it.
military, they
Okay.
skip it. But then later
Okay.
on, it becomes a headache to, like, you have to prove why you didn't register and all of that. It's just easier to just click register
Okay,
me and just move on.
ele est part of the fast fabe application maybe I
Yeah.
register to the no mu register son wa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
It's
you
just
know
easier
you
to
have
do
to
it
do
like that.
every year or once you register one time for the selective service, you don't have to register every year.
For selective service, it's just a one-time thing. If once the student is able to do it, that's it. The system automatically will recognize it, and then it also updates in the school system directly. Then the student will not have to provide anything. But in any case, if they do skip it, then it becomes a headache because every school has different processes. It's the same page to register, but then they might ask for like additional documents.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So as far as who is not eligible for FAFSA, that's pretty straightforward. International students, because they're obviously not citizen, and undocumented students. They can't apply for FAFSA, but every state has their own state scholarship or state financial aid. Like for the state of Maryland, it's called MISFA, and that's the Maryland Higher Education page. They have a specific grant for undocumented students. They have the group that's in DACA. They have their own stuff, and also there is this new thing in Maryland right now called the Promise Scholarship. I don't know if other states have it, but it's pretty new in Maryland. And this undocumented students can definitely take advantage of that. And also, depending on what program the student is doing, if it's a certificate program, some of the programs, the department that's in charge of that program, do have grants to assist students that are not able to afford it or that don't qualify for financial aid. All right, so scholarships are pretty straightforward. It's type of free money, but definitely students have to work a little harder to get it. And I think Dr. Esther from last week or the last time she did mention her journey with scholarships. So most of them involve an application process, and every application process is different depending on if it's a private scholarship or if it's just like an individual sponsor. So for every scholarship, it's different. The eligibility is different, and then the criteria for the application process is also different. I do have some links at the end of the presentation of some pages that students can get scholarships from.
I'm muting myself. Anyway, so I was saying that we will um put those links up on the page later as well so that people can access those links. Um
All right, so this is my favorite federal work study. A lot of people don't know about federal work study, but it's just like it says work study. So it gives the student the opportunity, and these are very, very limited. So, and I forgot to put that on the presentation, but in order for students to qualify for federal work study, which is it's a type of financial aid, but it's also an opportunity for employment at the school. I'm actually a financial aid assistant right now at Montgomery College because when I started in 2009, I started, well, I was a freshman, but then I applied for federal work study. So I had a job on campus in the financial aid office as a student worker. And then eventually worked my way up. And then now I'm a financial aid assistant. So federal work study is very important. And it's pretty much working. It's a financial aid, but you have to work for a certain or whatever department that you get hired in on campus, and then you get while you work, then you get paid like just like a regular employee. So for community colleges, because obviously there's no dorm, well, most community colleges don't have like on campus residency. So you stay home or you stay wherever you stay, and then you earn that. Sometimes you can use that to get your books or, just take care of yourself, whatever your needs are. But I know that some universities, because of their dorm, their type of work study is it's a little different. Obviously, the pay might be different also because university versus college is two different platforms. But usually the number of hours vary, but I think the maximum that any student can work as a federal work study is 20 hours. And some campuses or some schools are very lenient. They let you make your own schedule. So, for example, if you have work study, if you have classes in the morning, you can go to work after class, or you can go to class, come back to work, and then if you have class later, you can go back to class. And then another thing about federal work study is it's very the funding for that is very limited. So usually students need to do the FAFSA as soon as it becomes available and apply for federal work study. Just like the selective service, it's already part of the FAFSA application. So you just have to choose that option. And then if you're eligible, then you automatically get put in that category. And also another thing is as soon as the FAFSA gets to the school, one other thing that can make the student qualify is to submit the additional documents as soon as possible and meet the priority deadline. Usually, the FAFSA is available as early as between October and November of the previous year. Like, for example, this upcoming school year, which starts in August, end of August, the FAFSA was available last year, the end of the year in November. So students that were able to complete that already have their documents in the system. And then the priority deadline is March 1st. So if a student submit FAFSA after March 1st, it's really risky. There is a high probability that you may not qualify for the federal work study. So these are some of the resources. FAFSA, the first one is where you complete the FAFSA. The second one is where it has all the information of financial aid, loans, and everything. College Board, NASFA, and FastWeb are some of the websites that people can get scholarships from. Thank you.
Whoo, whoo, child. Woo. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I need a drink.
I do too. Thank you. That's a reminder.
I need. I'm not talking about water. I need something strong to wash down all of this.
That
Woo,
was
child.
that was a
I think.
lot of content, but it's needed content.
Whew, whew, whew. I don't see. The funny thing is, I'm over here stressing out, and I don't even have to start thinking about this yet because I'm done. So now it's my kid's turn, but I don't even have to worry about that. But Sonia is over here freaking out.
It's not really that. I mean, it looks tedious, but if you have all the information in and you have somebody walking you through the process,
Yeah.
and you start early. The best thing is to always start early. Like in our last show, we mentioned start gathering information as early as their sophomore year, junior year. So by the senior year, stress level is low.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so since we all need a drink, let's take a breather. Let's take a breather, okay, and take a couple seconds, and then we'll come back for the Q&A section. Yo. All right, so Miss American University, why are
Yeah.
you quiet?
I'm screaming. That was a lot of content, but before we get into it all over again, we
Yeah,
just wanna TEP Directors just want to share with you all that if you do have a business to advertise, you're more than welcome to advertise with us. We get an average of 1,000 views, so please, if you have something to share with us, like a flyer or anything about your business, definitely email us at tepdirect@gmail.com.
that's right. Once you email us, we'll send you the package, and you'll be able to advertise during TEP Talk, and during TEP Member Corner as well. Also, even though, for example, Esther is a financial aid assistant, she is an expert in her field. However, remember, this show is to inform and not to make a decision on your behalf. So even though we are, sharing information with you guys and sharing the knowledge that we have with you all, we would like for you guys to also do your own due diligence and do your research, reach out to the people. One-on-one conversations are different than doing a live talk show.
That's
All
right.
right. So I'm gonna bring our guest back so we can start the Q&A section. um thank you, Jubel. I moved, I got a new place. So you
That's
know
yeah.
lovely. That's my decor. I have a piano. I'll be making some music, you know what I'm saying. I'll sing for you guys later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me stop. Let me stop. Okay, so we have some questions for you ladies. Maybe we can go through it. So I I want to bring this question back and specifically towards Mrs. Sonia, because I know you have both college degree and certificates. Do you think the difference in value between a certificate and a degree worth their cost? What I'm trying to ask with this question is, um, we know that it costs more to have a degree than a certificate. However, do you see that there's a major difference in value? Would you get a better job if you have a degree versus if you have a certificate, and vice versa? What is your take on that? You are on mute, ma'am. Let me unmute you. Oh, you muted yourself, so I can unmute
Sorry
you.
about that. Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so as you mentioned, I have a college degree and then I also have some certification. My apologies, I'm dealing with a cold, so my voice is a bit whatever. But if you can hear me, let me know.
It's okay. We
So,
can hear you.
in my own point of view, I'm going to say that certifications are definitely better. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because when I started my career, the ultimate goal was to become a doctor. And I started out taking biology classes, majored in biology, and up until about 2.5 years in college, then I realized that that's really not what I wanted to do. And the reason why I say that is because, like, I actually got to work in like shadow in hospitals and had some side work working in hospitals. And then I decided that this is not for me. Sign up for another degree on the side since I was already halfway done with biology. So I had a minor on the side. So fast forward when I graduated from college with both degree, I was like, okay, I'm still gonna give my medical career another chance. And I started applying for jobs in anything like pharmacy and stuff like that. And it took me like months and months before I got a job. And then when I got that job, so it was in a lab. Like I was a pharmaceutical um, was working in a lab, like dealing with all those samples. Then I realized that for my knowledge, I wasn't getting paid as much as what I was getting paid. It didn't even amount to all I paid for my education. So I was like, okay, this is not worth it. And I started looking into IT since I have a minor in information security. But then when I started looking, I had a friend in the field that told me that, okay, to have a better chance, you can add a certification, like do some training, and that might give you a better chance at getting a job. And then I went ahead, did some training. My training took me 6 weeks. And within 6 weeks, I got a new job.
Wow.
And that the job is paying me like 3 times what I was making with
With your
that,
college degree.
with my college degree. So personally, for me, I would say that if you are in it for the money, I'm not gonna lie to you, which I am. I want money. So the college degree is not necessary, but again, if you are the type that is looking for, um, if you are more into something else than the money, then maybe get the college degree. But from my own experience, it's not, it's not
It's not
required.
worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Mm, interesting.
I agree with that. I totally do. I wish I knew so many things I know now about certification. Like if I knew back then, I don't think I would. I would not probably do too much of the degree. But I mean, it's good. Like she said, if you're not into like if you're
And
not
it depends on the
looking
field
to
you are
make money,
entering as well.
that's true
And
too. Yeah.
I
Right.
think the fields that you are entering and what your passion is has
Yeah.
also to do with it. Some people, I mean, teachers don't make that much, and people are very happy being teachers.
Yeah.
And I say if you can go to college for free,
Go for it.
then go for it, right?
Get out that
So
degree.
talking about going to college for free, Miss Nadia, please come lay some knowledge on us. So, a lot of people, I know a lot of people hear about the GI Bill. What is the GI Bill or whatever? So, tell us, what exactly is the GI Bill?
Thank you. I would say that the GI Bill is a program that offers assistance to to people to be able to pay for their college and their undergraduate and graduate degree. And it covers up to 36 months. And in some cases, it covers up to 48 months. So it depends on your situation. And we have in the GI Bill, we have the post 9/11, we have the Montgomery GI Bill for active duty, and then we have it for reserve, and we have other plans for the military to pay for education.
I
So
think we are
if you
having
go,
some connection issues. I don't know if it's just me. Are you guys having the same issue? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
uh, so you can hear me?
You are the friend this the live people say to beg. Ole burger, ole burger, ole burger.
Yeah.
Ole burger grave. Ole mika quoi.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me can
Ole mika grave.
uh,
Henriette,
what
my
can I do? What
connection
am
is
I to
not
fix
good.
this?
It's not you. It's not you, Henriette. Maybe do you want to go back in and come back out? Go back out and come back in. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Go
let's
back
try
out
that.
and come back in. Yeah, and see, because yeah, a lot of people are feeling it
I am
too.
getting.
Yeah. Ariella, your face. Yo, okay. So let's talk about paying for college. I know Ariella, you are a senior in college. Sonia, you did college. Esther, so did you. So I'm gonna ask you, Ariella, how did you get to American University, and how are you paying for it? Are your parents paying for it? Are you paying for it? How are you paying for it?
No, so at God's grace, I was able to get like a really basically a full scholarship to American University.
You got a full scholarship?
Yeah, full tuition
Bravo.
scholarship. Thank
It's
you.
not
Full
easy.
scholarship. So
Good
I mean,
job.
yeah. So I do like sometimes I would have to pay like for my residence place, like residence hall, but in terms of tuition, full. But you know, as a first generation student, I was reading through the comments and like I saw like there's like a lot of frustration when it comes to like FAFSA and things like that. It's a lot of things that I had to do by myself.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'm reading the comments and they are asking if you have a sugar daddy, Ariella.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sugar daddy.
Do
No,
you have a sugar daddy?
I don't. So
Okay. So tell us, how did you get full scholarship?
okay, so I mean, I worked really hard in high school.
Right.
I worked really hard in high school. I basically like I did everything. You know, straight A's. I was in a lot of leadership. I was in a lot of leadership
Activities.
positions. I wasn't a quiet student in high school. Basically, a lot of people knew who I was, and I had a good recommendation letter. So I feel like, you know, all of that coming together adds a lot to my application. And I was just very serious and, you know, personal statement, all those things and count, all those things make up a student's profile that can lead them to having great chances. I also applied to a lot of scholarships. And the thing about scholarships is that like they don't just come at you. You kind of have to look for them too.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like research. There's so America has money. Like there's people are willing to give people money.
Yeah.
As long as you apply for it, you have a chance of getting it. So even like in
I
local
heard that they have scholarship for people who are just left-handed. Just the fact that you are left-handed, there's a scholarship for you.
Nice.
yeah, yeah, there's a tall person scholarship.
So did
There,
you apply for the tall person
yeah,
scholarship, Ariella?
I applied, but I didn't get it. So maybe I'm not that tall. But
Wait,
basically,
is there a short people? Sonia, did you apply for a short people
Ah,
scholarship?
it's,
Sorry.
I'm telling you.
why didn't I know about this? I
I've
missed
never
this
heard
one.
about that either.
What?
I'm telling you, there's so many scholarships out there. Like if you have immigrant parents, like even like a lot of times,
They
like
have
in your
scholarship
own,
for if you have immigrant parents.
if you're first
That's
generation,
literally all of us.
I know.
Yeah.
Guys, okay, me listen, like, Oleg Blanc, like, this scholarship obene parent only immigrant scholarship lena ewan gbalobe only immigrant chale egale America mi ave ji kwa.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But yeah, so all of that, and like even within our own communities, like even if like okay, if you didn't have the college journey that I did, like the typical high school to like college, like if you're starting out later in life, there's a scholarship for you that you can take. So like for example, I can even use my mom as an example. She's going back to school, getting her bachelor's degree, and there's literally so many people out there who are willing to help African communities, people in the Togolese community, like my mom, get an education. So
So your mom is getting scholarship to go to college?
yeah, yeah.
Kudos to her.
My mom is not paying
That's
anything.
Yes.
She's not paying a dime.
that's
Are
amazing.
you serious?
Yeah, I'm telling you the truth now. Yeah, my mom is not paying a dime at all. If it may be for a textbook, but if
Yeah.
you work with your financial aid department, that textbook fee, someone's gonna be willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
Wow,
Have
that's
book
amazing.
credits, book funds. Yes.
That's really amazing, guys. You see, wow. Sonia, how about you? Did you do high school here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so how did you manage?
Yeah. So my experience was pretty similar to Ariela's. I got two full scholarships in high school.
Yo, you ladies
Girl,
are
let me
killing it.
brag a little bit. I was a
Brag, girl.
valedictorian.
It's
Period.
not easy. Brag, please.
Period. Period.
Yeah, so I was a valedictorian in high school actually, and
Ooh.
I got some
Okay,
scholarships.
okay, let me brag. I got full scholarship too.
Yeah, so my scholarship paid for my college in full, and just as Esther mentioned, I also did apply for the FAFSA, and I did qualify for the Pell Grant as well. So I had some additional
Leftover
money.
money.
Book and
Free
everything
funds.
was paid for. I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
and same thing with my masters. Um, for my masters, my company actually paid for it, and there's a program where you actually pay. I pay first out of pocket, and if I do good, like if I get a B or A, then they reimburse me. And I did well. I got all A's. Let me brag again.
Eh?
Nice.
So
While being a mom and a
I
wife
know,
and a
I know.
business owner. Okay.
It was not easy at all, but we
Mm-hmm.
did it. So yeah, it was all paid for. Just had to put in some requests for them to give me my money, and then
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think Miss Nadia is back. Let's see if her connection is good now. Can you talk so we can hear you?
Yeah, let's try again.
Oh, your connection
Let's
is
try
not
again. Can you guys hear
working.
me?
No,
It's
It's
buggy.
not my
it's not
connection.
good.
Let me turn off the Wi-Fi then. I'm gonna try to turn off the Wi-Fi and try this again.
Wait, if you turn, wait, maybe you should try using a computer or, yeah. Is she, is she gone completely? Yeah, no. This is not working now. Oh man, we really wanted to talk about the GI Bill. Or maybe what we can actually do is just have a military day. Um, yeah. Just, yeah, let's we're gonna have a military day where we actually talk about the benefits of the military, just not only the education aspect, the entire aspect of joining the military. Hi, my people who are joining and tagging me. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for joining. So happy to see you guys. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. So we are again nous parlons de comment payer pour notre éducation ici aux États-Unis. Voilà. On parlait des scholarships. Comment on dit scholarship en français? Wouh, le goût de chat. My people, please teach me French now. Ariella, how do you say scholarship in French?
Isn't that meio y en avait boursa, le meio.
Bourse. Merci. Merci. You know what? That's why you are a valedictorian. I beg.
She just proved it.
That's why you are a valedictorian. Bourse d'études, voilà. On parle de comment pouvoir accéder aux bourses d'études pour pouvoir étudier aux États-Unis gratuitement, comme l'a fait Ariella ici, comme l'a fait Sonia, comme l'a fait Clarisse, comme l'a fait Esther. Voilà. Donc, si vous avez des questions, on a encore des 5 minutes et puis nous avons abouti à nos 1 heure de show aujourd'hui. So if you guys have any questions that you would like us to cover, maybe we didn't, there was a topic that you guys would like to hear and then we didn't touch base on that, please ask away. Ladies on the panel, including Ariella, because this is education session. If you guys want to add a couple more things, we have like a couple more 2 minutes and then we will be out. Nothing.
For me, I just want to say that, like Ariella mentioned, there's money out there to be used. Like a lot of people are out there just giving out this money. And what I want to say is that ma glen alivi gbeme kwa. Miato. Mi ko mi school la hwevire ke me va fia. Nya ape experience nya. E high school le fi to chale. Enu ko mi plana le school are. Is nothing compared to enuke ofiona mi la her. So that's an opportunity for you, Bena.
Excel.
I excel. Ne I go after scholarship one. Ye mi high school be school pa me a. Odona liaison de ki non a université kudo high school adome. And those people have a lot of knowledge. They have ojesia me gbogbo. Nya ki nyam le high school a. Let me tell you, like them say, Anglais can say it was about yes, no, maybe, and then I understood a couple of things. But yo go moa olafionu, ogona bina no ibaba gbono datare pa alakpada no ready. Like go after those people. Try and be in good terms with them. I'm always been out of a scholarship come apply now. Again, all bolang a letter quit like I know what I wanted to talk about, but still I did. I went ahead and I wrote it the best I can. And so I like proofread, and they sent it. So my master with please go out there. There are a lot of things, even on the internet. Ask a lot of questions. Companies have money that they are willing to give out. For example, if you have a company, they just every year you have the chance to win $25,000, just like that. All you have to do is spin a wheel, right? Although win spills one, win home go spin now, whatever. Spin it, and you have a chance to win $25,000. And I'm like, okay, for no reason, you just win $25,000. And the minimum you can win is $10,000, which is free after tax.
Wow.
Can you imagine? So, ne company a company on the comparing a mediocre like they just have money laying there. So go out there, grab that money, and have fun. Yeah, that's my own 2 cents.
Yeah, that enyakogblon le kote kenyi be na miame komi school a hweke ngweva ne gbanyi be owo college chankpo ya lo même primaire gba lo ko ya et c'est-à-dire avec a hwebe school le loi comparé na fia Mille est très avancé au fait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mille est très très avancé. Donc comme que base de cas et année tu bonya. Nyo som do parce que mo BBC kem go va voir age kem do kem mo BBC a obe nyem shin sugbon. Donc
Absolutely.
au som do yimbo do me 2 ans pata yo o de jole e no ane dinam. Donc nem les classes me gbogbo de o le do anglais a nya nya ko lo gbon va alon pom do les classes me nyem le glo paga e benyo alon pom do na voix ne va do maths be côté a no mi to mi tableau ka nye pour un polo terenas do no le funu sharp kwa mba na nyi ko va le bio se be de ke nya nye mo na ka nya nu nyem si anglais o ma nyem nyo nke doko ko na première fois que obe mi awo examen yo so multiple choice na mare nkongra me examen e mi le yo nu ya multi réponse à le fait ya jivo il y a encore ben ya magba wo I was so confused. I was like, why are you giving me the answer and I'm supposed to be testing like you give me the answer. I don't get it. I don't get it. So it's you know scholarship it's out there for us on top we quoi on top we um I don't know I really wanted to touch base on the GI Bill yes me told you make me say yes you can watch it. No. Everything is always saved on the page. You can rewatch this live anytime after. It's always on the page. You go on under the video section of our page and you will see all our previous live on there. And they are also on our YouTube page. So you can see them on the YouTube page as well. So yeah. Um I think we are having technical difficulties with Miss Nadia. Unfortunately, um
Oh,
oh, you are frozen. When we see you, you are like you look frozen. See, you need to keep smiling so I know that you are alive because when you were not smiling, I was like, oh, she's frozen.
you're
So I need
funny.
that smile because they say that smile of yours is killing a lot of people. If I tell you this in messages I'm getting in my inbox, this this smile. Hey, what is this
You're
smile? Hey,
funny.
I'm telling you, my sister, you need to keep smiling. So we don't have a lot of time,
Okay.
but let's do this. Tell us
Yeah.
tell us about the
Mm-hmm.
GI Bill, what it is, how do you qualify for it, what are the ins and out, the advantages, and if it has disadvantages, what are they? And then we will just close out from there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to be brief. So, I would say that the GI Bill is a assistance allowance that the Navy or the military try to provide people that can help you to pay for education. And in that sense, it can cover it up to 36 months or 48 months. It depends on your situation. And it cover, we have the tuition assistance, we have the post 9/11, and we have the Montgomery GI Bill for active duty, and then we have it for the reserve also. And to be qualified, first you have to be in the military, and yes, and also you have to serve. When you serve for 90 days, you've been in the military for 90 days, and you get out, then you have 50% of the amount that you're supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
For the Montgomery GI Bill, you have to pay an upfront of $100 every month. Once you join the military, you have to pay $100 for 12 months. After
Mm-hmm.
you pay that, that's it. When you go to school, it covers the whole. When you want to do undergraduate or graduate degree, it covers the whole thing. You don't have to pay out of pocket no more. And they can give you a housing allowance also out of that, and you can get money for your book and supplies that you need for the school, and you still can get You still can get the tuition assistance. If you don't want to use your GI Bill right away, the best thing to do is to start with your tuition assistance. You apply for it, you use it, because the post 9/11, you can transfer that to your dependent. You can transfer that to your spouse, or you can transfer it to your kids. So the best thing to do is to keep that one. But in case you want to go to school, you want to do the undergraduate, get your associate and get your bachelor degree, get your master, and whichever you want to get, then the best thing to do, use the tuition assistant first, use the Montgomery GI Bill, and if that is not enough, then you can request the post 9/11. And I usually recommend people to keep the 9/11 for their future generation, in case your son, your daughter want to go to college and you don't have money to pay for it, then you have that money that is free over there. And the post 9/11 is you can use it whenever you want. It's unlimited, doesn't expire, so you can use it. Before it used to expire, but now it doesn't expire no more. So you have the 9/11 that is over there that you can use for future generation. The one that expire is the Montgomery GI Bill. That one you have to use it for 10 years after you out of the military. So for the reserve side is totally different. I think they have to do like 6 months, 6 years before they can have the full coverage. I'm not really I'm active duty, so I'm full time. So that's the one I'm trying to talk about. And I would say that that is free money that you can use, and it's better. I know they didn't told us this before, but now that we know it, we have to share it, because you have your child that is about to graduate from high school. He doesn't. He's not gonna lose anything to join the military for 4 years. Once
Yeah.
you do 4 years, you can travel, you can do whatever you want, you can like enjoy your life while you're getting paid, right? While you're getting paid. Then after that, after 4 years, you don't want to do this no more. Hey, feel free to be out. Exactly. But you have that money, you have that money saved already. And one thing I forget to mention, when I had my bachelor degree, I was trying to go to do my master. They say I had to pay it out of pocket, and I didn't have that money to pay out of pocket, and I don't want to ask for a loan and all that. But to do my bachelor, I have a 6,000 loan already that I had to pay. So exactly. So they told me about the military. I went to do my research. All the branches, Navy, Army, Air Force, all of them, and I choose the one that fits better. Marines.
You didn't even
I'm
try us,
sorry.
done. You
Then
didn't
I
even
choose
try
the
us.
one. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then I choose the one that fit best for me. That was the Navy, the one I choose. And that I know that I can travel a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
can enjoy my life, and then I can go to different countries. And that's why I put my school on hold so I can enjoy life first. And then
Mm-hmm.
now I continue. Yes, now I'm like, I want to do my master so I can be like more educated and then do something with it. And when you first join the military, you have to let them know that you have student loan, and that is paid off. They're gonna pay off your student loan, and then you're gonna have the money to pay for your education in case you wanna continue. And all the classes you take while you are serving, the certificate you have and everything, you can convert that into credit towards your
Yeah.
degree. You don't
Yeah.
lose it. When you go on deployment, you put your school on hold, you're not gonna lose anything. The one gonna fail you. You just have to come back and continue it. And one thing about the GI Bill, when you can fail only one time and they will let you take it again. They will let
Yeah.
you take it again. So they say knowledge is free, but education is really expensive. So
Very
we have to
expensive.
take advantage of everything this country has to offer us. So yeah, think yes, that's all I can say about this. If you have any question for me. And one more thing, when you go
Yeah.
to school, when you go to school, it depends on the zip code of your school. That's how they're going to pay you for the housing or whatever money they have to give you. So you can get less if you are like in Florida or wherever. You go to California school or wherever, you get more money. So it depends. And they pay for all your fees, your registration fee, your whatever fee. When I was going to do my master, the school waived all my fees because they say I'm in the military, so I didn't have to pay anything. They waived all the fees I have to pay. So I'm just doing this for free and then getting free money that I had to put in my pocket. And
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Absolutely. I am, again, I am a preacher of the military. I'm really am. I I
exactly.
am. It's a great, I mean, people join for different reasons, but
Hmm.
I don't want to put my life out there, but the military
Hmm.
definitely was for me. I enjoyed my time. I am very appreciative for what I got
Yes,
out of it. So many more benefits. It's not just education. Um,
a lot
one
of
a
benefits.
lot a lot
Uh,
of I never have to pay for
a
health.
lot, too many.
I don't have to ever pay for health care for the rest
Never.
of my life, including my
You
dependents.
can buy
Like,
your house with zero down payment.
you know what? Let's
Are you
just
guys recruiting us?
no, we are not recruiting you guys. We are not recruiting
No, we
you
don't.
guys. But I'm just
So here's
saying,
the
there
thing,
is, don't
right?
sleep on it. Like, my thing is, don't sleep on it. However, there's so many other
Right.
things. Like, I did have full scholarship to go to college, but I chose not to go to college because there are certain other benefits that come with joining the military than just going to college. That's why I chose the military route. There's different route, but I am a firm
Yes.
believer of the military, especially for people who are coming and are not going to be going to high school. They are like, in their early 20s, and they are just getting to the United States, and they want to do educations, they want to travel, they want to really enjoy what it is to have the American dream. The military is a great stepping tool. I will forever preach it. I'm sorry.
Once you have somebody who came in the country, when the person first got into the country, if the person has uh, the permanent resident or the person is allowed to be in the country, preach that preach to that person, tell that person to join the military first, do your 4 years or whatever, and get all these benefits. Because when they first asked me if I want to join the military, I said, hell to the no, because I don't want to die. I remember what happened back home in my country, and I thought that was the same thing I had to deal with. So I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not doing this. But after I look at everything, I waited. Trust me, it worth it. And for the Navy, you have up to 39 years old. You can join up to 39 years old. So,
Wow.
hey, seize this chance, do whatever you want to do with it, preach to people. I'm serious. That money is not coming in my pocket, it's going in your own pocket. But if I had to help somebody to benefit from it, I'm going to take every single thing I had to take from this country. So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So Jubel is so funny. Jubel say, "Is it too late for old farts like us, such as Union Yovo data? What about the injections y'all get in the military?" Hey, I to be honest, I'm
Hey,
still alive. I'm well. I don't know what kind of injection they got us, but
I don't
I'm
know.
okay.
I don't know if I don't know if you get it, but also for the COVID vaccine, I know that they offer the military first, but it's not mandatory. I didn't take it yet because I'm like, I had to wait to see what this is. So I didn't take it yet, but
I'm getting mine.
we have
I actually just got a call from the VA. The VA called me today for to get mine, so I'm gonna go get mine from the VA. But and
I need
for
to
me,
have all my kids first.
Nadia, all those one that they gave you in boot camp, you don't think those are gonna mess up with your kids? I beg. This one is not the one that's gonna kill you. If the one that is the we are almost we are done, guys. We are just chatting. But there is this
Yes.
shot that we get in the military. They call
I
it the
didn't have
peanut butter.
choice. I didn't have
Did you
choice,
get the peanut
but
butter shot?
now I do.
Do you guys get the peanut butter shot
I'm
too in the
saying,
army?
Peanut
I'm
butter.
saying that I
Oh my
didn't
god.
have choice for all the other vaccines, but this one I can choose to take it or not. So for now, I'm not taking it until it's
Oh
mandatory.
my god. They're not gonna kill you. Come on. I'm okay. Jubel said I'm so hyper. So what? Being hyper is a good thing. I'm the
My
life of the party. And guess what? I never
my
have to be
husband and my
drunk.
kids, they still need me. I'm not doing that. Good luck,
I never
guys.
have to drink to be the life of the party. Maybe that's because of all those shots that I got. I don't know.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh man, it's been great. It's been great so much. Thank you, all of you guys. I'm gonna bring back Sonia on so we can properly thank you guys for taking the time to join us. Nadia, all these people talking about your
I
smile.
know her smile.
Wow.
Aw.
Really?
Wow. Hey, God. Ha, I beg. She is married.
let me
You
let,
people,
let
get
me
out of my
check.
inbox.
Let me
Get
check.
out of
Oh,
my inbox. So she is married. I beg. You people can see small smile. Small smile, you see, you are losing your mind. Hey, my people, why are you like this? Eh?
I think I need some
Anyway.
tape to close my mouth.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate you guys. The knowledge that you guys shared with us today was awesome. Ariella, thank you guys. If you can send us those links to those to those scholarship for tall and short people, and left-handed people, and people who eat a
I
lot of
need
akume.
some.
I'm sure they have scholarship for people who eat a lot of akume. I'm sure Sonia applied for that one too. Sonia,
Yeah. Ay, Clarice. En la uniolo.
I'm sure Sonia applied for that one too. So and also the ones that your mom applied for, I think just the mere fact that there's something out there that will
Yeah.
support our parents if they decide that they want to go back to school, it's great. Like I've seen your mom studying, I've been with her trying to do it, and it's not easy. But the fact that she doesn't have to worry about finances while doing that, I think it's a great burden lifter, and it would be so great to share with Ariella. They say your your smile is nice too, so they
Oh,
are feeling bad for you. So they are saying yours is nice too.
They waited till the end.
yes,
No, it's because
okay.
she wasn't smiling, so that's why they say your smile is nice too, so that she can smile. Ariella never smile. It's not something new. She has a resting bee face. Um, I am so very proud of all of you ladies. Just knowing that there are you know, Togolese women, and yes, I know there are some men out there that are doing it big, but the mere fact that there are Togolese women who are this amazing, having full scholarship, doing certificate, having great job, running businesses, being mothers. I mean, you guys are doing it all, military, traveling, being on a ship for however long. Those ships sucks. Hey, let's be honest, I've been on one.
Oh,
But the sacrifices that you guys have done and doing and continue to do, you guys, it's going to be fruitful. I know it's going to be, and I'm ready to read all of you guys book one day. Once you finish writing it, you need to write it, you need to put it in there, your experiences in America. um our future generations, they need to hear from us. And we have that gap between our generation and Harriella generation, where they think we don't care and we think they don't care, but in reality, once you actually sit down and talk to them, you can see that we are actually on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
We
mhm,
just need to come together and do something great.
right.
And I cannot wait till that moment where we merge. It's going to be beautiful. And thank you, Ariella, for joining us
Great.
and being part of this. Like, you have taken the torch, and I can't wait to not even come on here anymore. And you are running the show by yourself and just doing it. And I, I'm getting excited and I'm getting over my head. So I'm gonna thank all of you guys for coming, all our viewers, our everyday people who are always supporting us, sharing, our family. You guys are Tep Direct family. AZ, Fio, Jessica Say, Joubel, we cannot do this whole production without you. De la femme leader, Henriette Ag, Wara, Thierry Le Baron, all of you guys. Our family is huge. Thank you guys for supporting and sharing always. And we hope to see you again next week. And again, if you are a business owner and you have not yet registered for TEP Direct or listed your business on TEP Direct, please do so. $5 setup fee, and that's it. That's the only thing you have to pay. And also, if you want to share your product, you have some advertisement, you have some sales going on, and you like to share, please email us at tepdirect@gmail.com, and we will get you set up to be a sponsor for the TEP Talk and the TEP Corner. Right, ladies, again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
all of
having us.
you.
Thank you
I
for
appreciate
having
all
us.
the
Thank
viewers.
you.
Until next time, which is Tuesday,
Yes.
Bye
keep
bye.
being great, keep being awesome, keep doing it big. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.